Assalamu alaikum. I am Shafin Asra Choudhury, ID 221510788. So, on today's topic of ICT security status of Bangladesh 2024, I have come up with some contents. So, let's start with the first point, current status of ICT in Bangladesh. Here we can see Global ICT Index, which shows 61.1 score, which is the score of Bangladesh. It is made by International Telecommunication Union and it is from December 2023, which is actually below global average, and the global average is 72.8. It also shows the score lags behind developing nations like Bhutan, which is 76.5, and Sri Lanka, 69.9. Connectivity challenges. Universal connectivity score 39.2%, which actually indicates the low internet access in households and rural areas, which is concerning. Then, on the other hand, there is a hopeful situation, which is meaningful connectivity score is 83%, which shows progress due to 3G, 4G network coverage, which shows the expansion of network coverage is uh, progressing. Then the key issues below average in 8 of 10 ICT indicators like broadband traffic, internet penetration, etc. 61.8% population owns mobile phones, 2% of income spent on internet. It actually shows about 2% of income of the people are spent on internet, which is somewhat costly because in various countries of the world, the internet is not that high cost. Then opportunities for improvement, enhance digital literacy and online safety. Enhancing digital literacy is introducing people to digital platform and to the use of internet and secure and build up safety of the use. Then develop skilled ICT workforce and export capacity. Developing ICT workforce and training them to work in the digital environment to compete with the world. The next slide shows some graphs and charts. The first one shows the ICT Development Index scores, which I already mentioned in the earlier slide, previous slide, which shows the global average of 78%, and there is Bangladeshi score, which is 61.1%, and the rest of the country. You can see the score of Bangladesh is the lowest here. Then there is the second one is key areas where Bangladesh lags in ICT. We can see fixed broadband traffic, mobile data traffic, 3G, 4G network coverage, mobile broadband subscriptions, internet access households, internet users in the individuals, percentage lagging compared to global average. Compared to global average, we can see the difference. Then there is a pie chart which shows the universal versus meaningful connectivity. You can see universal connectivity 32.1% and the meaningful connectivity is 67.9%. We also added the reference link on both slides. Then comes changes in government policy in ICT. Here we can see repeal of Cyber Security Act 2023, which was an which was a controversial act made by the previous government, repealed due to misuse for suppressing dissent and targeting minorities, approved by the Council of Advisors under Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Then, new cybersecurity law. Uh, the new government not only repealing the Cybersecurity Act of 2023, which was controversial, but also adding new cybersecurity laws to protect vulnerable groups like women and children, protecting them from the abuses of the internet and the cyber world. Focus on safeguarding financial institutions like banks, also focusing on financial institutions like bank to secure their work. Then, lastly, shift in digital policy focus from restrictive measures to promoting safety and inclusivity in cyberspace. In the cyberspace, including everyone, minority, majority, and all all kind of people to get a proper use of it. And then on the next slide, we can see there is a bar chart and a pie chart. The pie chart, we can see that we already mentioned on the previous slide. Misuse cases of the Cybersecurity Act, CSA. Other issues are 15% and 35% is CSA misuse cases, minority harassment. Then CSA misuse cases, decent suppression, which is 50%. The next point, Bangladesh's ICT industry challenges and opportunities. Challenges are internet blackouts, disrupted businesses, and tarnished international trust. As we know, uh, uprising went down to our country, and we have seen a shift on the political power and shift on the power, shift on the government. And when at the time of previous government, when there were riots going on, they closed the internet access to the people. So that are mentioned as internet blackout. That at that time, the business of the IT-based business were disrupted and tarnished international trust because lost of the companies lost their clients because the clients couldn't trust the Bangladeshi people for they were unavailable on online. Then startup funding plummeted by 70% in first quarter of 2024. Industry hit by corruption and mismanagement. On the first quarter of 2024, as all these happens that we already mentioned, in the first quarter of 2024, there we can see startup funding plummeted by 70% in first quarter. Also, the industry hit by corruption and mismanagement, which is also a big issue. And there is the opportunities. Political reforms bring hope for stability. We can hope for the best that the new political power would be stabilize the situation and transparency will be created and foreign investments will come. Potential to rebuild trust, nurture innovation, and revive the ICT market. Uh, the trust will rebuild again. We can hope for the best that the foreign clients would trust us again and we will get to have new jobs and opportunities, which are already changing. The situation is already changing, and we are getting uh, new jobs. On the next slide, we can see a pie chart. Challenges impact on ICT industry. We can see 25% of the challenges are due to corruption and mismanagement. 35% of is funding decline, and 40% is internet blackout. It's mostly on this year. Next point is recent technology in ICT, Starlink in Bangladesh. The Starlink, as we many of us know. First, I need to talk about Starlink, internet service provider by um, SpaceX. They provide satellite internet direct from the satellite. So, in case of Starlink coming to Bangladesh, we have some opportunities like high-speed internet up to 150 Mbps in remote regions, potential for rural education and freelancing hubs. Uh, the rural place can get access to internet by this, as it's only need an antenna and that's it. Challenges: high costs hardware, $599, monthly $120, whereas the local services are cheap, way cheaper than this, which is like BDT 500. Concerns from local ISPs about market disruption. The local ISPs may get concerned for uh, they are not having enough. They are for losing the market of internet service. And then current status: PTRC drafting guidelines focus on security and lawful interception. We can see BTRC is drafting guidelines for the new technology, and discussion ongoing, significant progress in 2003. The previous year, there was a discussion about Starlink coming to Bangladesh, and then impact could define digital connectivity for millions in remote areas. It's mostly would be useful for the remote areas, as it would be easier, much easier to um, get them to access in the internet. Also, there is a bar chart which shows affordability comparison. As we mentioned already, Starlink is way costly and local broadband is cheaper. And lastly, the references, all the slides that were described. These are the references to the information, and I also included the reference links in every slide. And this is it. Thank you.